and we are delivering on our promise to make America great again.
Every single Democrat stands in strong opposition to this bill because we're standing up for the American people.
Yeah, mixed reactions today as Trump's budget bill finally passes the House. We have the very latest. Plus, holiday traffic is officially underway out there. We're taking a look at the traffic patterns and conditions in just a bit.
And in your forecast, it's an important holiday forecast that we have for you here. Hot and dry on the 4th of July. I'll have all the details you need to know coming up on Fox 10 News at 4.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 News starts now.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for watching Fox 10 News at 4 today. I'm Ashley Mitchell in for Lanice Lagan. It's a joy to have you with us. We have a lot to get to. And first today, the deeply divided House of Representatives has passed President Trump's mega bill. Following an intense pressure campaign from the White House and the president himself, a group of House Republican holdouts fell in line overnight, agreeing to move the president's agenda forward for a full vote. The multi-trillion-dollar bill is now on its way to the president's desk to be signed into law. Here's the story.
A deeply divided House passing the Senate's version of President Trump's mega bill.
Nobody said it would be easy, but you know what? We didn't come here to do easy things. We came here to do big things.
A group of hardline GOP members who had threatened to block the sweeping tax and spending cuts legislation eventually falling in line, following an intense campaign from the White House and Republican Party leaders. The president reportedly promising fiscal hardliners concerned about trillions being added to the national deficit that certain provisions for green energy tax credits would be phased out.
What those holdouts were doing was exactly what we were all doing. We are advocating for our district.
Democrats denouncing the bill. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries speaking for hours, delaying a final vote.
I'm going to take my time and ensure that the American people fully understand how damaging this bill will be to their quality of life.
The multi-trillion-dollar legislation would unlock tax cuts and funding boosts for national security, partly paid for by the largest cut to the federal safety net in decades. Tax breaks and changes to the tax code could benefit corporate America, manufacturers, and high-income Americans, while low-income Americans could be worse off due to the bill's historic cuts to Medicaid and food stamps. A ripple effect could also hit the healthcare system, especially rural hospitals, and roughly $3.4 trillion is also projected to be added to the deficit over the next decade. In Washington, Michael Yoshida reporting.
The time is 4:11 on your Thursday. Right now, we're taking a live look at some of the traffic out there. As you can tell, holiday travel has certainly begun across the Gulf Coast. Not seeing a ton of bumper-to-bumper traffic there, but still a high volume. But let's check in with meteorologist Nicholas Herboso for an update on those traffic conditions. And Nick, how's it looking so far?
We definitely have a high volume of cars on the roads at this point. That's something that we've been observing from our live cameras, our All-In Credit Union camera. This is eastbound heading into the Wallace Tunnel. I want you to notice how far back this backup goes, all the way to almost the Duval Street exit. That is a very long backup there. Our Admiral camera, sponsored by Eastern Shore Toyota Hyundai, showing you the traffic going westbound. This is the westbound lane into the Wallace Tunnel. This is coming out the Wallace Tunnel if you're going eastbound, and you can see that there is still kind of a slower flow there from that camera. The big traffic map shows multiple areas that are slow, even some in Baldwin County. Right now near the Interstate 10 Wallace Tunnel, that is where we have some of our biggest issues. Also coming from the Cochran-Africatown Bridge, if you're heading on Bay Bridge Road trying to get towards the Causeway, that is also slow. And now Government in downtown Mobile is also slow if you're trying to get into the Baykid Tunnel. So multiple areas that we're keeping an eye on. Drive times on the Bayway, 19 minutes with an average speed of 26 miles per hour. 12 minutes and 41 miles per hour for westbound. And then let's check in at Baldwin County because we actually have multiple areas in Baldwin County that we're keeping an eye on. Interstate 10 heading eastbound. It's not very slow, but it's just a little slow at this point. Also some minor slowdown there on 59. Also 90 here before the light that gets you to County Road 13. There's a slowdown there. A lot of people getting kind of stopped up at the light. So That's one area that we're watching. Also heading down to the beach. If you're southbound on 59 heading down to Gulf Shores, a lot of traffic around the lights trying to get to Gulf Shores. Even Baldwin Beach Express here getting down towards the wharf. Very busy at this point. All of that traffic southbound. So multiple areas that we're keeping an eye on. Perdido Key, Florida 292 in between. That is also a slow spot at this point. And in Northwest Florida, Pensacola traffic. Pine Forest Road exit all the way to Interstate 10 110 interchange. That is where we have slowdowns in both directions. They're kind of moderate slowdowns, but they're still slowdowns. So a lot of traffic out there. You're going to have to add some extra time if you're trying to get anywhere because you are likely going to run into some kind of slowdown.
Nick, thank you for that update there. We'll check back in with you later. Well, as the city of Fairhope prepares for one of the biggest events of the year with its 4th of July celebration, the waterfront park at the pier has reopened just in time. The working waterfront project won't be completed until September, but much of it has been in time for the big fireworks celebration. Our Hal Sherrick took a look at things and joins us live from the bay there. Hal, are folks excited about what they're seeing?
They really are, y'all. And Roland Construction finished up work on the north side of the park, which includes the Rose Garden and fountain area here, the traffic circle, and the pier, all ahead of the celebration. And they did a great job. Now, striping in the parking area was just finished up this morning, and after a couple hours to dry, the circle was open to traffic. Folks wasted no time checking out all the improvements. It had been a goal of the city to get this portion of the park open to the public by the holiday. Fairhope is expecting tens of thousands of spectators to attend their Independence Day celebration. It's a long-standing family tradition for many, and some began staking a claim to their spot on the bluff today, which was also a great vantage point to see all the improvements made.
They did a really good job. It looked like a lot of work. I know I wouldn't want to have to do all the work, but I think overall, I think they did a really good job. I'm really impressed with it, and glad that good access to the restaurant again, so that's awesome.
This place will be packed tomorrow. So if you're planning to come down here, remember to pack your patience as well. And if you plan to get a good vantage point, get an early start. Another reminder, parking is very limited here. And once it fills up right here at the pier in the North Beach, your only option really is to park in downtown area and walk to the park, so be prepared for that. Baldwin Pop starts at 7:30 up on the bluff with the fireworks show following at 9 o'clock. Live in Fairhope, Hal Sherrick, Fox 10 News.
Looks beautiful out there. Thank you, Hal. Enjoy it. Well, some new accommodations are coming for those in need for tomorrow's fireworks show at Battleship Memorial Park. Right now, crews are taking the day to put finishing touches on everything from parking, bringing in extra lighting, and setting up for the fireworks show for tomorrow night. The city says last year's show brought 8,000 people out to the Battleship, and they're preparing to top that number this year. The city has also partnered with the company Snazzy, which stands for Special Needs Assistance Station. It accommodates those who normally may not be able to attend big events like this. Snazzy will be providing a large air-conditioned tent, which includes an adult changing table and other amenities to create a safe space for everyone, regardless of their needs.
It's a great opportunity, especially we all know some people, like you said, may not want to come out here because of the heat, but just being able to support that need so they can come out here and have a great time like everyone else.
Yeah, and coming up at 5, you'll hear more about the accommodations that will be provided tomorrow night, as well as the reason behind Snazzy.
And keeping an eye on some of those live cameras there. That's our Navigator Credit Union shot. A little bit more traffic there going off the causeway trying to get on the interstate. And of course, Interstate 10 eastbound Bayway is a little slow. Also, keeping an eye on the weather conditions, 92 degrees right now. A northerly wind, that's different. Northerly wind at 10 miles per hour. That funnel boundary that we've been talking about, that has moved now south of us, or is moving south of us. So we're changing the air mass, the dew point down. to 67 degrees. Feels like 95. It could feel like 100-something right now if that dew point were higher, but it is not higher, and that's good news. This is what our Admiral camera looks like, sponsored by Eastern Shore Toyota Hyundai. 92 degrees again there. A little bit of traffic, a lot of traffic going into the westbound Wallace Tunnel. Temperatures right now are hot, but it's the lower humidity kind of hot. And when I say lower humidity, it's still right around the upper 60s, near 70s. So the dew points are up there, but 89, 90 right now in Evergreen, 87 in Bruton, 93 in Milton, 90 in Fairhope, and 92 there in Mobile. For tomorrow, which is our Independence Day, 4th of July forecast, 96 degrees in Calvert, 95 in Chatham, 95 in Lucedale. We're going with 94 in Mobile and Pensacola. Some hot numbers. Heat index values will not be screaming, but they'll be in the upper 90s, maybe close to 100 degrees. Make sure you have ways to stay cool. And for your fireworks forecast, a warm evening for fireworks. Temperatures in the 80s, but rain chances near 0%. As you can see there, temperatures in the 80s, rain chance 10 to zip. It should be a really nice evening for fireworks other than it being a little warm. We'll have an update on your forecast and a look at the tropics coming up.
All right, Nick, thank you. As we just saw, it's pretty hot out there, and what better way to cool off than with some watermelon? The 51st Annual Watermelon Festival is officially underway as we speak in Grand Bay. The two-day event is happening at Oddfellows Festival Park today and tomorrow, and people are out there enjoying arts and crafts, great food, and a lot of entertainment. Then tomorrow, as we celebrate our independence, there will be rides, an open car show, and the annual Pretty Baby Contest. Of course, for the main event, you'll be able to enjoy all of the free sliced ice-cold watermelon that you can eat.
Yeah, just relax, enjoy yourself, eat some watermelon, visit with friends. I think some people even have family reunions around this. So it's a great day for the community.
And we have more information on what you can expect, including parking and admission, over on our website. That's fox10tv.com. Well, still ahead on Fox 10 News at 4, it's important to stay safe for the 4th of July, especially when it comes to our little ones. More on how to keep kids safe this holiday weekend in a live studio interview next. But first, we're taking a live look outside now at Orange Beach. Those beautiful shores already filling up for the holiday weekend. Nick will have your July 4th forecast when we return. Welcome back. The 4th of July is tomorrow, and we've been talking a lot on the show about making this holiday as safe as possible for you and your entire family. Now, today we want to highlight children's safety in particular for the 4th of July. And here to talk about it is Dr. Robin Boyer with Thomas Hospital. Dr. Boyer, thank you for being here as always.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So a very timely conversation today. You know, I'm one of 5 kids, and growing up, my parents were pretty paranoid around the 4th of July, and rightly so, because there's a lot going on. So typically, what are some of those injuries that you usually see among children during this time?
Yeah, so around the 4th of July, we typically see an increase in firework-related injuries. Even the small ones like sparklers can cause serious burns. Other illnesses that we see are heat-related illnesses such as dehydration, as well as, unfortunately, water-related accidents such as drownings.
And you know, what are some of those practical tips for parents and guardians who want to keep their kids safe?
Absolutely. So I recommend keep the fireworks to the professionals. There's lots of them going around, so lots of events to see them at. Other than that, always supervise children in front of water. If they're on a boat, make sure that they have a life jacket or life vest on. For the little ones in particular, it's very important that you make sure that they stay cool and hydrated, because they're really susceptible to becoming dehydrated fast. But for the older kiddos, just a gentle reminder about seatbelt safety and helmets.
Great reminders, simple, but they make a world of a difference for sure. So in the event if your child is unfortunately injured, how is your team preparing to handle these injuries over the holiday weekend?
Yeah, so at Thomas Hospital, we are so proud to be the only pediatric facility that serves admitted children in Baldwin County. So I'm a pediatric hospitalist, so myself or my wonderful colleagues are available 24/7 to our emergency physician colleagues. So that means if for any reason they have any questions how to care for a pediatric patient, they give us a call, or if they deem that they need to be admitted, they call us and we take over care immediately for them.
Sounds like these local kids will be in great hands for sure. Typically, what is the age demographic that you see with a lot of these injuries for children?
Honestly, it can range anywhere from newborn to 18 years old because the younger ones, like I said, can get dehydrated and get ill, or the older ones have more other types of injuries.
Sure. We've talked about, safety tips for the parents. Is there anything you want to say to maybe children who are listening or watching before this weekend?
We recommend that you have a wonderful, happy, safe holiday, but if for any reason an emergency happens, we're there to keep Baldwin County's kids close to home.
Dr. Boyer, thank you so much for what you and your team do for our community. We're hoping for 0 to minimal injuries this weekend for sure. And if this has been helpful to you, you can rewatch this interview again or share it with someone you know by just heading on over to fox10tv.com and look for studio interviews under the menu section. You can find it shortly after this newscast. Dr. Boyer, thanks for being here.
Thank you again.
A lot to track ahead of our Independence Day. This is what it looks like from that All-In Credit Union camera. You can see a lot of traffic heading eastbound on Interstate 10 towards the Bayway. Temperature right now is hot, around 90 degrees. We actually have some lower humidity in place right now, so that's a good thing. It doesn't feel as hot as it could. Now, dew points will still be somewhat lower this afternoon, this evening, so it shouldn't feel that terrible. 88, 84 degrees, kind of a warm evening, just a couple of clouds around. No real rain showers. It's a clear scan of the radar. You can see lots of sunshine out here from our Daphne camera. The traffic flowing okay on the Bayway right now, on this part of the Bayway. 88 degrees dropping to 82 by 8 p.m. I wanted to show you what it looks like down at the beach. Look at how many boats are out there. This is near the pass. It's a crowded look down at the beach. A lot of people wanting to get down there here on the holiday. Your forecast 90 degrees right now, partly cloudy skies, 83 degrees by 9 p.m. It is a hotter picture right now, except lower humidity, 92 in Mobile, 90 in Evergreen. No showers across our area right now. I mentioned the lower humidity. Dew points are in the 60s, 67, 64 in Pensacola. Wow, that's impressive. 68 in Meridian, 71 in Hattiesburg. Notice that we're not in the dark greens. We're in the lighter greens now. This boundary pushing in some drier air, really helping out our forecast. This is what it looks like right now. Stalled frontal boundary that has really become a stalled trough that is just off to our south right now. This is going to be the focus point potentially for development of a low pressure system. The National Hurricane Center keeping an eye on it with a medium chance of development over the next 7 days. No longer in the Gulf. They have moved it all to the Atlantic side, off the coast of Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. The first coast right here, Jacksonville. It looks like we could get a low pressure system that spins up somewhere around here. The summary to this, low may develop along this stalled boundary. A chance for a tropical or subtropical system is there. The impacts, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina with heavy rain most likely. No impacts to the Fox 10 viewing area. This is what it looks like on the GFS for Futurecast. You can see the area of potential development. Look at that. See that little spin that tries to develop there? A weak low pressure system, possibly a subtropical system there. And it exact track is completely unknown. We don't even know where the low pressure system's going to form. It could form anywhere in that orange zone. So could it skirt the coast or maybe move inland? It's possible. Rainfall will be the biggest impact for them. For us, of course, absolutely nothing. Rain chances very low in the near term. Starting to go up towards next week. Looking at your 4th of July forecast, low rain chances, hot temperature. 94 degrees in Mobile and Pensacola with a heat index value. That'll be in the middle or upper 90s. 95 in Pensacola, 97 in Mobile. Fireworks forecast. A warm evening out there. Temperatures in the 80s, 82 degrees at 9 p.m. Looking at the long-range forecast, rain chances return by next week. We'll have more coming up here on Fox 10 News at 4 p.m. Stay with us.
Lexus of Mobile is proud to sponsor today's Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with
Welcome back in at the half hour. Keanu Reeves fuels up a new docuseries, and The Bear keeps its doors open for business. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has the latest in today's Hollywood Nation.
We are not bodyguards. We are intermediaries.
Ahmed plays with danger, Reeves shifts gears, and The Bear stays open for business in the Hollywood Nation.
It's hard and it's brutal.
The Bear is still cooking, and FX wants another helping. The network renewed the Emmy-winning series for a 5th season a week after the premiere of season 4. Jeremy Allen White, Iowa Debris, and Eben Moss-Backrack all star as the scrappy kitchen crew navigating the chaos of running a high-end Chicago restaurant. Season 5 is expected to serve up new episodes in 2026. Keanu Reeves is putting the pedal to the metal. He'll host and executive produce a new docu-series about the creation of the Cadillac Formula One team. The show will chronicle what it takes to build a brand new American F1 team from the ground up, following their high-speed journey to the 2026 season opener in Melbourne, Australia. Neil Patrick Harris is unboxing a new role. He's teaming up with Netflix to host the game show What's in the Box, where pairs of contestants face off in fast-paced trivia rounds and tackle giant mystery boxes filled with big prizes, wild surprises, and unexpected twists. The high-stakes competition premieres in December.
I recommend we keep communication to a minimum.
Riz Ahmed and Lily James play a dangerous game in today's First Looks. The trailer for the thriller Relay follows Ahmed as a professional fixer who brokers hush money deals between corporations and whistleblowers, but is forced to break his own rules when a new client played by James needs his protection. The film opens in theaters August 22nd. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
And next up, we're diving into the big breaking stories of the day coming your way during Fox 10 News at 5.
If you're not safe or careful, they can make you sick, and we definitely don't want our 4th of July festivities ruined by foodborne illness.
And we're continuing to bring you safety tips before this 4th of July holiday weekend. Next, we're talking food tips, how to prepare your tasty treats before lighting those fireworks. That story and more when Fox 10 News at 4 returns.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 News.
The time 4:40 now on your Thursday, and the Fox 10 News crews are working hard right now to bring you breaking news updates and follow-ups for Fox 10 News at 5. First, changes are coming. A man had to wear an ankle monitor for 2 years, only to find out he was never indicted for a crime. And now policies are being modified to ensure this doesn't happen to anyone else. We have those details. Plus, a doctor is speaking out after a settlement with the city. A local neurologist was arrested back in 2021. Those charges eventually dropped. What he has to say coming up at 5. And over in Africatown, a meet and greet with the descendants of the Clotilda, honoring the survivors and sharing their stories. More from the festival when Fox 10 News at 5 starts in less than half an hour from right now.
Live look at our Admiral cameras showing you the traffic going into the Wallace Tunnel there. That is eastbound. That is where we had the biggest slowdown at this point. On the Fox 10 weather app, a lot to show you here. Reminder that you always have access to the tropical update, the tropical outlook from the National Hurricane Center on the Fox 10 weather app. Development chance legend is in the corner there. There you can see that one potential system that we're watching off the east coast. That'll be off the Georgia, South Carolina coast by this weekend. Other videos do include our regular forecast updates and shorter updates that are available on the app as well. Right now, radar is clear across our area. A great thing to see. Barely any clouds out there, just a few cumulus clouds. Some more action over Louisiana. It is going to be a dry forecast for us. Reminder that if you scroll down on the homepage, you can submit your pictures and videos. This could also be a great place for you to submit your firework photos. So be sure to submit them in on the app. We would love to get to show those and possibly package some of those together. So please send in your photos on the Fox 10 weather app, especially if you are seeing any fireworks out there. Maybe you're on the boat. So a lot of people are on the boat. 90 degrees right now here at the pass in Orange Beach. A dew point all the way down to 66 degrees. It only feels like 94. Typically it feels like 100 down at the beach right now. So that's really good to see. Drier air rolling in here. That boating forecast north turning west at 5 to 10 knots. Smooth on the bay. Seas are at 2 feet. That's a nice 4th of July boating forecast. The beach forecast will show 93 degrees with a low risk of rip currents. 91 on Saturday, 89 on Sunday. Don't forget that sunscreen, a very high UV index. Don't forget those beach flags as well. Pay attention to them. What do they mean? Yellow flags flying across most of our beaches. Moderate surf. Swim with extra caution. Always pay attention to those purple flags as well. Dangerous marine life. We'll have to look at that forecast coming up.
Thank you, Nick. Well, if you're planning a cookout or get together for the 4th, here are some tips to keep your food safe. Did you know every year in the U.S. there are an estimated 48 million cases of foodborne illness and, get this, 3,000 deaths, according to the CDC. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither speaks to an expert about how to keep your July 4th food safe.
Get ready to celebrate, but if you're planning to get together over food for July 4th, watch out for bacteria.
If you're not safe or careful, they can make you sick, and we definitely don't want our 4th of July festivities ruined by foodborne illness.
Meredith Carruthers with the USDA Food Safety and Inspection Service says there are 4 steps to take to help keep food safe. First, clean. Keep your hands, utensils, and surfaces clean before, during, and after you prepare food. Next, separate. Keep raw meats away from other ready-to-eat foods to avoid cross-contamination.
So using a new utensil as you're putting raw food on the grill, and then using a new utensil before you take the cooked food off the grill, not using the same one.
Third, cook. Make sure that meat you're grilling reaches the right temperature. It'll vary based on what you're preparing. Carruthers says using a food thermometer is key.
Grilling makes food look done before it actually is. A lot of times on the grill, we love those grill marks, am I right? So making sure you're using a food thermometer will help you make sure that your food is fully cooked.
Finally, chill. Don't leave food that can spoil out for more than 2 hours at room temperature. That time is cut in half if you're outside in high heat. Keep this in mind for leftovers.
If they have been out for longer than that, they would not be safe to keep. So unfortunately, we would recommend throwing them away at that point.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And when we come back, an Alabama woman's baby just couldn't wait to get here, making his arrival before his mom could get to the hospital. We'll have more on this special delivery when Fox 10 News at 4 continues.
Starting back with your traffic report, Hampton in camera, high volume of traffic. That part of the Bayway is not doing that bad. Elsewhere, it is a little slower at this point. And getting onto the Bayway, you have to go through that tunnel first. And if you're heading eastbound, it is slow at this point. All-in Credit Union camera showing you that view. Admiral camera as well showing you the view. Slow cars. This backup goes all the way to the Duval Broad Street exit at exit 24. That is how long the backup goes. There it is. Also, if you're heading eastbound the Bayway, it's a little slow. Westbound on the Bayway is not that bad at this point. Good to see. Also, do want to note one small area, 65 north of Airport Boulevard. If you're heading northbound, that one also has a bit of a slowdown. And in Baldwin County, there are some slowdowns as well. But drive times both ways. Let's go. 18 minutes, average speed 28 miles per hour. If you're going eastbound, that is the slow spot. Also, some slowdowns heading to the beach in Baldwin County. We'll keep you updated.
Thank you, Nick. Listen to this. An Alabama newborn couldn't wait to enter the world. The baby boy was so anxious to arrive, he didn't let his mother get inside the hospital. She gave birth on the sidewalk. Here's that story.
As soon as we got there, I had to get out on I had to get on the ground because the pressure was just, he was coming out of there.
After a 40-minute trip to a pregnancy center, Mercedes Bolden's water broke. Bolden had no time to rush inside.
He was coming out of there. He wasn't waiting on nothing else.
Bolden had to lie down on the ground and give birth right on the sidewalk. Bolden says that as she was giving birth to her son, she was worried that other people would see her giving birth.
Probably heard me screaming. It was definitely a wild experience.
Luckily, it was a quick process. She only had to push twice, and her son, Ivan William Bolden, was born. Bolden looks back at this situation and can't help but laugh.
And then as soon as he came out, I was laughing hysterically. Because I'm like, no way. And I literally had to FaceTime my mom, and I I was laying on the ground, and she was like, what happened? Because, you know, normally when somebody's laying on the ground, like they fell and got hurt, she thought I had fell or something. So, and I put the phone on him, and then like they all did, my sister and her wife was in the car. They just started busting out laughing. Like it was crazy.
Wow, what an incredible story. And this was Bolden's third child. And despite the uniqueness of the situation, she says this was actually her easiest childbirth.
Current conditions across the area, 92 degrees at downtown and regional airports, 90 in Fairhope, Evergreen, and 92 in Pensacola, but some lower humidity out there, lower dew points, making it feel not as hot as it could feel. 66 is our dew point in Bay Minette, 69 Molino, 64 in Pensacola. 60, are you kidding me? That's really low in Navarre, in Crestview. That is in the noticeable category. It's not even in the mucky category for some places. That is a big change for us. Thanks to this, some drier air behind this boundary now, stalled trough. Could see some tropical development off the east coast of that, but of course, that's no issue for us. We're focused on our 4th of July forecast. A lot of folks out there on the boat near the pass here. 91 degrees is our temperature. Your beach forecast this weekend, low and low for those rip current risk on Friday and Saturday. Don't forget that sunscreen, also low on Sunday, but the UV index is very high to extreme. Forecast highs on our Independence Day, 94 degrees in Mobile, at 94 in Pensacola, some middle 90s in our inland spots. Heat index values will be in the upper 90s to near 100 degrees. Not terrible, but still very hot. 99 Pascagoula, 100 Destin, 97 in Mobile. If you're out for fireworks, though, temperatures come down a little. It's still going to be a very warm weekend, but no issues with rain. Only a 10% chance of rain, really. Just an isolated shower is possible somewhere in our area, and it wouldn't last very long. It's just going to be a mostly dry 4th of July. Quiet forecast. Rain chances to return by the end of next week.
An artist is sharing his love for what he does and educating people while doing it. Vanessa Johnson is in East Texas showing us the mission behind Shark Bait Spray Paint.
The can is you. What's on the board is your life. It looks really messy. It looks chaotic. But if you just trust the process of what's going on, it can lead you to something magnificent and beautiful.
Fire and spray paint. The two normally draw in a crowd for spray painter Bryant Jackson, but those are just some of the tools he uses to create his work.
This is the first painting I've ever done with spray paint.
He started over a year ago. The concept piqued his interest while he was in the Army.
I was on YouTube and I watched a guy do it to a toilet seat. And I was like, oh my, like that's a cool looking toilet seat.
Now, Jackson, who goes by
Shark Bait Spray Paint, that has a ring to it,
sells his paintings. He's done a couple of murals around downtown Lufkin, and he's even painted clothes. He enjoys sharing his talent with others as entertainment, while teaching in the process.
When they see spray paint cans, they think of vandalism or spray painting trains. It's also to show people that there is a legal route to doing something that most people see as illegal.
He also teaches others his techniques.
You did it, huh? That's quick. Whether you say you can or whether you say you can't, you're correct. If you're saying you can, then I'm here to help you as best as I can.
Both his skills and his work have grown over the months. For Jackson, his art means something more than what's seen on the surface. He says it takes him to a secret place. It's a way for him to be close with his faith.
It is for me, for my joy. It is my praise and my worship.